everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Mayor Tyler Moore Show here on the Kokomo Post. Partner with Robert Miller and Son Furniture. My name is Drew Larison. This is Mayor Tyler Moore. Mr. Mayor, how are you?
I'm great. I'm great because now I'm a Post Pass member.
That's right. You just signed up.
I just signed up, and you sent me the link, and there was Bree, like right in my face.
Yeah. We harass you if you walk into this office and you don't have a Post Pass, basically.
Yes.
So if those watching have not heard, so the Kokomo Post, we've been a thing, I don't know, 5 years, something like that. We've been in business like 5 years.
Probably.
And frankly, guys, I don't know. We have never asked our subscribers, our like followers, you guys, really for anything, to be honest. So this is the first time we've ever like come up with our own subscription model type of service. And if you guys are following around the Kokomo Post, you follow us, you know that really the reason we exist, the reason this whole company started and this crazy whim years ago is like, we really believe that the people of Kokomo, they need to be well informed about what is going on in Kokomo, what to experience in Kokomo. Because a lot of times, Kokomo gets that rep of like, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do here. This is a boring town. I just stay at home all day or like blah, blah, blah. And like, we just sat back and realized like, man, that's not true. Just people don't know how to experience this city. So we started the Kokomo Post to solve that problem. We like to say to uplift and inform the people of Kokomo so we can inspire them to experience their city in a deeper way. And we feel like that's what we've been trying to do for 4 years by, shows like this or shows like Local Buzz with Bree or all the content we create. We try to do a really good job of letting you guys know what is going on. So as Bree says it best, like if you're bored in Kokomo, it's entirely your fault because there's so much stuff going on. So this new Post Pass is our new subscription program that we have here at the Kokomo Post. And guys, there are other subscriptions you could have in this town that are like starting at like $19 a month, or there's one that are like $7 a month, $17. There's tons of other like media-ish subscription programs you can buy in Kokomo. The Kokomo Post Pass is $5 a month.
$5.
And the stuff that is included in this Post Pass it's absurd, to be honest. Honestly,
give some of the examples.
We're giving away too much stuff with this Post Pass. But like they said, we were thought of this Post Pass like, all right, I don't want to just like charge for articles. I don't want to charge just for like more content, like all that normal like media subscription stuff. We really wanted this to be a deeper program to where it can fit with our mission. We want, you have this Post Pass around town, which is really cool, by the way. We figured out it shows up on, like if you're an Apple person, you get like shows up on your Apple wallet. We also have it for Google Wallet. We were all inclusive, no matter what type of OS you got on your phone. But we really wanted to you can't fully experience Kokomo without the Post Pass. That was the dream of this whole program. And like I said, we didn't want to just start charging for, articles or, stuff like that. Cause that's been done. And that's a dying thing, I think, but we wanted this to be more than just a subscription. It really is your pass to experiencing Kokomo like never before. So what comes with this is, these crazy sweepstakes we do. Every single month we do a Kokomo Post sweepstakes. We do a Kokomo Post Kids sweepstakes. We're actually launching something, I think next week, which is will be another sweepstakes too, but it's kind of like a big announcement that's coming next week. This has been excuse my French, hell of a month at Kokomo Post.
Look out.
We have a new logo, new branding. We have the Post Pass, and then something else is coming next week too. But those sweepstakes we do, thousands of people enter them. It's wild. Partner with Walls Furniture and Mattress here in Kokomo, and Austin's great. He likes to go around with Bree and shows off all the local businesses. But even though sweepstakes is another great reason of we don't do that just to give away stuff. You guys notice almost high majority of those people that donate to that sweepstakes are local businesses.
Yeah.
Rarely do we ever get an Outback gift card. No diss to Outback, but we're not trying to highlight Outback when we do these sweepstakes. We're trying to show you what's going on locally so you guys can experience it and be inspired to experience it in a deeper way. So those sweepstakes we run, if you have a Post Pass, 1, you're entered in the sweepstakes. 2, you get 50x entries. So 50X. Your name is 50x in every single sweepstakes that we run if you have this Post Pass. So that's the first thing. Second thing, access to local in-person events. So one of the things we do every year is the October 1st Friday in downtown. We usually do these big blowout parties. It's wild. So this is the first time we're doing it at our new location. It's also the first time we're doing it with a post pass. So if you have a post pass, you actually get in, we're calling it a VIP hour. So you get in the hour early than everybody else does to our post party that we're having first Friday of October. You get in early. There's going to be like special drinks for people, special prizes for people. The first, I forget how many bags we have, but we have these like awesome tote bags that have like hundreds of dollars worth of stuff in them. Those will go out to post pass members as well. Kids only. I griped about this last year. We had adults trying to take away like bags of candy from kids last year. Don't be that guy.
Stepping over.
You're not that guy, pal. So we like, that's an example. You get like hour early into like in-person events if you have a post pass. Another thing, access to exclusive and extended content. So some of our content, we're going to like start extending more and having a deeper level of it. This show might have a version of that, where you get like a longer version of the Mayor Tyler Moore show, or maybe just like a post pass member.
People don't want
only,
any more of me.
Or maybe like a post pass only version of the Ask the Mayor, or like maybe the post pass members get their questions asked first, things like that. So you get access to more content, as well as we're going to start doing some email content too. We have a lot of people that have told us like, oh man, if I had like a newsletter from you or something like that, that'd be amazing. So we're actually going to start doing a weekly newsletter here at the Kokomo Post to Post Pass members, as well as we're kind of repurposing the content that happens on that local buzz show, where Bree tells you basically everything going on this weekend in Kokomo. So if you're in the Post Pass, you can expect Friday morning, as you wake up, you will have an email from the Kokomo Post telling you everything you're doing in Kokomo this weekend. Perfect. It'll be broken down, all the big events for family events, adult events, kids events, things like that. You'll have like a broke down everything going on in Kokomo this weekend. Another perk of the Kokomo Post Pass, which is what people have been most excited about so far, is we have like local post pass partners that we have, local businesses, where if you have your post pass, you're going to get some crazy good deals at some local businesses. For example, the Coterie, a beloved, 21 and older establishment, even though they're going to start doing all ages for lunch. I saw. They? Yeah, October 4th that starts. But on the weekends, they bring in some like really awesome live bands and entertainment from all over the country. This is not just like local Kokomo bands. Like, I was in Nashville, Tennessee recently. I was at a restaurant, live band was playing, went up and talked to him, the lead singer, afterwards, like, man, I really enjoyed your music. So, yeah, where are you from? I said, I'm from Kokomo. He's like, no way, I play at the Coterie like all the time. So like these people coming to the Coterie are extremely well. I'm really excited about it. Are extremely well known musicians all over. So they usually have some sort of cover. Usually it's $5. If you have a post pass, your cover is paid for. You just show them your post pass at the door. You don't have to pay a cover to get in to see the bands. Lexi's Drink Barn, which has been a good partner of ours in the past. Great sodas and things like that. If you show them your post pass, you order a medium drink, you get a free size upgrade to a large for free. That is unlimited. You could do that every single day of the month if you want to. Perfect. Oscar's Pizza on Mondays, which I think some of our staff did today. You buy one slice of pizza, you get a cheese slice for free. So on Mondays only at Oscar's Pizza. Hargrove Music Store is giving 10% off any purchase, which the holidays are coming up, guys. And let's say like you literally want to buy somebody a guitar. Yeah. We're talking like hundreds of dollars of savings by just having that post pass. They tip 10% off 10% anything. Off, you buy like a nice drum set. It'd be just crazy amount of savings there. My Beef Guy, which is a local beef provider, like freezer beef kind of guy. Mike DeGraffenreid is his name. 10% off all bundles from My Beef Guy. Healing Hands is doing a special where they do a free hot stone upgrade to any massage added. So that's cool. Heritage Lanes is buy one, get one free individual games Monday through Thursday. So that's a really, really cool deal. Mm-hmm. Roddy's Bar and Grill inside of Heritage Lanes is doing 10% off any carry-out orders. So like those are the ones that we got just to start. But like when we launched this last week, I have so many businesses in my DMs. How do I get involved in this? So like it's just going to keep growing and growing and growing to where I really think we're going to hit our goal of like, you can't fully experience Kokomo if you don't have that post pass. And that's the goal. We just
membership
want people
will have its privileges.
100%. And guys, it's $5 a month. Like every single one of those perks almost, if you use once, maybe twice throughout the month, it's paid for.
Yeah.
And then, like, honestly, we could have charged more. We didn't want to. We wanted this to be something that was like super attainable, super affordable to every single person in Kokomo. It's super accessible. You just, like I said, you just pull it up on your Apple Wallet there, and you've got it. Yeah, but that's the Post Pass, and you've got yours.
I've got mine now.
How easy was it, to set up?
It was very easy. I handed you my phone.
And I just did it all for him. Actually, he's not lying about that.
He
part.
held my hand.
Anyway, so that's the Post Pass. Thanks for listening to my rant. If you guys have any questions about that, please let me know, and I'd love to walk you through the process and really try to explain how it
But that's not the only great deal in Kokomo. There's probably something going on at Robert Miller and Son Furniture.
There always is. There always is. And it's time to embrace the changing seasons with fall into savings event at Robert Miller and Son Furniture. Take advantage up to 30% off select furniture pieces with Tempur-Pedic floor models up to 50% off.
Wow.
50% off a Tempur-Pedic floor model. And Lazy Boy recliners are starting at just $399. If you're looking for luxury, you can also shop the Norwegian-made stressless models. Robert Miller and Son guarantees their lowest price. You can shop with confidence. Come in store and see what the next addition to your home will be. Shout out Robert Miller and Son. They are the partner for the Mayor Tyler Moore Show.
Thank you.
Okay, I want you to talk. All right. How was your weekend?
Busy but well. Well, for the most part, we're both licking our wounds from Saturday's football games.
Oh, yeah.
Michigan took it on the chin, and so did Notre Dame. But at least Michigan's was...
Texas might win it all.
That was a legitimate defeat.
Football team.
Notre Dame's, good Lord, man. I expected them to say, okay, who was at the game the previous week at Texas? Did everybody just stay there? Because that team didn't show up. But anyway.
That's college football, man. That's what makes it so good.
Any given Saturday.
100%. You're 100% right. And so obviously Michigan lost to Texas at home. Well, we got destroyed. And Texas is an extremely well-rounded, talented football team, and Michigan has no clue what they're doing on offense. So that's not a good equation to pull out like a win or even close to a win. But Notre Dame. I was watching that live, and I will say, I don't want to be disrespectful to any Notre Dame fan, but as a Michigan fan living in Indiana, surrounded by Notre Dame fans, the only thing that could have saved my Saturday of losing to Texas was Notre Dame losing to Northern Illinois. Because nobody said anything to me.
No offense.
I didn't get a text. I didn't get a call. I didn't get memes or GIFs sent my way because I'm like, what are you going to say? What are you going to say? Number 5. Yeah. And it's so weird that they were able to go into, Texas A&M the week before, play a heck of a game. And Texas A&M is one of the hardest stadiums to win in as well. But college football, it's back, baby.
Love it.
I'm pumped. We got beat, but there's nothing there were so many good games. It's just every block, right? The noon block had good games. The 3:30 block. Football. There were some night games that were really good. Yep. So good.
Yep.
Love it. So that you just watch college football all weekend?
No, actually, the Saturday morning was the 9/11 event that the Kokomo Firefighters 396 put on down at the Municipal Stadium in partnership with CrossFit. They had the 5K run walk first, and then the WOD going on all day, as well as the stair climbings, the memorial stair climbs. And so a lot of folks in and out of there. But it was a good time. I did the 5K run, got with Ainsley's Angels again to push, and that was a lot of fun. But it was just ended up being a beautiful day. It was a little overcast and spit a little bit, so the 2% chance of any type of precipitation, we got it that morning for about half hour or so. But just enough to get people excited. But it ended up being a great event there. And then having Mike Milligan play over at the Riverwalk as kind of a follow up to that. They were going to play in the stadium, but they wanted folks to be able to get quickly between both, because Milligan was at Riverwalk, and then Uncle Cracker was in Foster Park to end the summer concert series that night. And holy cow, we were not ready or anticipated the number of folks that came out. I mean, it was like Haynes Apperson again. There was probably close to 3,000 people.
It was wild.
Amazing. So thank you, Kokomo, to come out and kick off or to finish up the summer concert
That's
series.
The last one of the year.
Yep.
Yeah, and that helps getting a big crowd out. They know there's nothing till next year, but I mean, Uncle Cracker Power. He's got some cracker power, that guy. He's like, I mean, it's been a while since he's been like a top 40 hit, but like people loved him.
Yep.
It was a good time, I heard.
Turned out good.
Yeah, Bree was down there. She was like sending us photos of like the crazy crowds and stuff.
All that. Yeah.
Yeah, loved it. Cool. What's going on at City Hall this week?
So we've always said, we're working on budget. So budget goes before council for first reading tonight. Kudos to our department heads as well as controller's office coming to agreements on that and getting something solidified into council. So doing that. Met with street department today. We're going to do the best we can to take advantage of the decent weather and start paving as much as we can to try to get those done. Going to shift gears on limbs and leaves because we usually wait till November to do limbs and leaves and make passes through the city. And I don't think we have anything on social media, so heard it here first. Month of October is going to be limbs, so we get that leaves are probably starting to fall and stuff, but October, we're going to make a few passes through the city, picking up nothing but limbs so that when leaf season turns around or comes around, that we can focus on that in November and possibly early December, depending on weather, but to make a couple passes through the city in November just for leaves. So get the word out. October, if you got limbs and such down, get those to the side. We'll be picking those up through October throughout the city, and then focus primarily on November so that we can hit those. Because a lot of times when limbs get worked in with the leaves, the vac machines that get the leaves, that if limbs get up there, then it damages it, and the vac machine's down for a little bit. I mean, so if we can minimize the possibility of having limbs of any type in with the leaves, it'll just be more efficient that way. So
sure.
Limbs in October, leaves in November.
That time of year.
So working on that as well.
It's definitely been feeling fallish.
That it has.
Yeah.
Which I'm not nice against. Weather-wise. Oh, absolutely not.
I did something last week that I have never done before.
Good for you.
I tried something new.
We all should.
I went golfing.
Did you?
I'm a golfer now.
Good for you.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Went out for the Bobcats golf outing.
On Friday.
Got invited by a friend to go to that and had a great time. And we had great weather. I'm hooked.
All right.
I think I am. And I was talking to some guys in the office about it earlier too. And I don't know, I just want to get back out there.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things like you can't just have a golf course in your driveway like a basketball goal. You know, you like really got to plan it out. No, but it was a really good time. We had really good weather, and like I kept thinking while we were out there, man, this is a different sport when it's like 99 and humid.
Oh, miserable.
Why do I don't think I want to do that.
But you've got diehards that go to both extremes. If it's 95 or hotter, they'll be out, you know, but there's those same ones that throw 2 layers on and gloves and hats, and they're out there in 35-degree weather.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Which is since it's outside, I mean, like if the ground is more frozen, I imagine like that changes how the ball hits and like all that kind of stuff you got to watch.
Oh, and if it's unseasonably warm, anytime over the holidays, Christmas to New Year. Oh, yeah. I mean, if there's the opportunity, you know, people are out there. Yeah.
No, I'm all about it. It was fun. Shout out to Bobcats. It was a great little golf outing. And that was the first time I had experienced the golf up. It was at Wildcat Golf Course. So I got to see like the Rorys and the golf up out there. That was really fun. Really fun. Loved it.
Perfect.
All right, so we have a few questions I want to ask today from the Ask the Mayor segment. If you have any questions, leave them in the live chat. We'll make sure to get those. But the first one is from Michelle on Facebook.
Okay.
Who is supposed to maintain the sidewalk in front of our houses, homeowners or the city? I'm talking broke and cracked sidewalks because I'm tired of mowing my sidewalk. Michelle on Facebook.
So either fortunately or unfortunately, it is the property owner's responsibility to maintain the sidewalk. Now, when it's broken and there's cracks and such, and we've talked about it before, the city does have a 50-50 program, again, recognizing that the owners of the property, because not everybody has a sidewalk out front of their property, it depends on how that particular neighborhood or subdivision was developed, that the city partners with a block of individuals. So they don't do sections of it. It can't be an individual petitioning the city saying, hey, we'll just split the deal with us. You got to get about 60% of the property owners along a given block because just time and money to do the entire section. Now, if there are trees near the sidewalk, particularly between the sidewalk and the street. I know that the root system sometimes buckles those and such, and so there are incidents like that the city then works with the property owners to take the trees down or to address the trees and then address the broken sections. But unfortunately, it's the property owner's responsibility. But there are programs that the city can offset some of the costs in any type of improvements. But again, it's got to be the whole section, or that whole block.
And that gets tough too. And we've always talked about just how difficult like sidewalks can be, and like the city has gone in and like if they get like the whole block's approval and like things like
to get
that.
The easement,
So how does that work? How does someone apply for that, or like how does it work?
If there's not a sidewalk and they want one?
Well, if there's an easement, but let's say like, because is the 50-50 not a thing anymore?
No, it's still
okay.
a thing.
So let's say you get like everybody in your block to like approve, yeah, let's do it, like, and we'll do the 50-50. How do they approach the city for that, or how's that conversation go?
So you contact the engineering department and put it in an application, and I think at that point they would then reach out to the owners on that given block to get them to sign on to that program to participate in that. And then once the necessary percentage or number of owners, property owners are achieved, then the design and work begins at that point. So they would then coordinate that with the property owners themselves. Now, if it's just if there's a neighborhood that was developed and doesn't have, or a subdivision that doesn't have any sidewalks at all, I don't believe that the city would agree. You know, if you get one block that they've just got sidewalks from one end of the street to the other, it's like the sidewalks to nowhere. They're not connected to anything else. We probably would not entertain that. It would be something that you would want to do like an entire block. I mean, something that has more connectivity than just sidewalk on one block in a subdivision where nothing else is there. So typically the 50-50 program are for existing sidewalks that need some major love.
How often does that happen? Like where the 50-50 gets used?
Maybe a couple times a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that is obviously limited in winter as well, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not asphalt, but like still concrete.
Yeah, concrete you can put down longer in colder temperatures, or longer into the year, or earlier in the year with the temperatures. But there's still weather that comes into play. Yeah,
because actually, like driving around Wildcat, which was like Timber Valley neighborhood last Friday, like there's barely any sidewalks in that neighborhood.
They don't have any.
And I feel like when they built it, which is I don't know how old that neighborhood is, like they just didn't think about. Or sidewalks weren't as popular, or cost savings.
Yeah. I mean, so the developer would look at that and see the cost of placing concrete and such. I mean, with the cost of that, I mean, throughout the entire subdivision, because it's
a lot.
They pay for the streets that go into the subdivisions as well, and so it's just an additional cost that, based on the size, a lot of times, or the number or the breadth of the development, that they just don't want that additional cost incurred.
Gotcha. Okay. Next question is from Cliff on Facebook. I would like to know when the subdivision in Lafayette Park will be getting new sidewalks. 900 block of Wildwood Drive, 900 block of North Forest Drive. I've lived in this neighborhood for 41 years. Sidewalks in some of the areas are gone.
Gone as, okay, so they've deteriorated.
Probably deteriorated,
yeah. So if there's a certain section that he lives in, they can contact the engineering department, get the neighbors to chime in and agree to it as well, and the city would work with the property owners to share the costs of getting those improved.
And you're not going to believe this. Another sidewalk question in the live chat. This one's from Joe. Are there any plans for a sidewalk on Center Road, 300 North in Washington? It's getting dangerous with the battery plant workers and other people walking to the battery plant.
300 North.
Or CR 300 North. County Road.
It's a county road.
Yeah, not Center Road. Sorry, yeah. Center Road is also 300, isn't it?
No, that's
okay, sorry.
Center Road South.
Correct. Yep.
So, I mean, on the west side of 931,
County Road 300 North in Washington. It's getting dangerous with the battery plant workers.
There's supposed to be sidewalk continuing that subdivision on the north side of 300 down around the gas station. But then when it crosses and gets to the trail, there are not plans for continuing that sidewalk east of Washington out towards the battery plant. So on the west side, at 300 in Washington, yes, there's supposed to be some sidewalks continuing up from the west side to the corner and then across to the trail, but there are not at this time, because once it crosses 31 on the east, with it being 4 lanes, I think space and potential lack of easements would come into play. But not to say that never would be considered.
Sure.
I mean, again, if the foot traffic continues and there's continuous development housing-wise, that there's a lot more of foot traffic, but there's still getting across 931. There's not a safe way without going up the trail there at Washington and across the walking bridge to the north side of the engine plant. But nothing east of Washington is in the works now there at 300.
Do the trolleys go out there?
We are working on that. I
was going to say.
Yeah. So the furthest north that the trolleys go now is to Ivy Tech.
Okay. So we're close.
Yeah. And so we're looking at all of our routes. I mean, because there are additional stops, additional needs, and such. But in order to keep the routes at an hour, half hour out and half hour back, adding stops or extending it would mean we'd have to remove some stops. And so because the plans were made or the routes were designed earlier with strategic stops, removing one to add another, we have to be careful, because it's the trolley system is funded through the Federal Transit Administration and or agency.
Yeah.
And because we're using federal funds, we got to be careful removing a stop now, which could end up not serving a certain population that's currently being served. So even if we go past that stop every day of the week and nobody's there, if we remove that because it's was placed in an area or strategically designed and placed at one point to service that particular population, we've got to
makes sense. Yeah, because that's interesting. Especially keeping in mind like the Korean nationals that are going to be moving here, that have already started moving here. Are they able to get driver's license? How does that work?
That's an issue for them as well. So now a lot of them are being shuttled or carpooled.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean, so they've got shuttle services and everything. And so that's something that unfortunately we need to continue to work with the state legislature, because now, I mean, it's easy for those with driver's licenses in some of the surrounding states. If you're in Michigan, if you've already got a driver's license, or even it's a foreign driver license, they recognize or acknowledge that. In Indiana, we don't. And so that's one of the barriers that they're still working through with that. But either fortunately or unfortunately, a lot of the Korean nationals don't have vehicles yet. I mean, not to say that they won't.
So they are, with their specific visa, are they allowed to like apply for an Indiana driver's license?
Should.
Okay, gotcha. Because I
should.
Yeah,
but
I don't know what they would do.
Depending on where they are in the English language or the translation of the materials and testing and such that the BMV would have, I mean, there's that barrier as well. So that's something that was a concern.
Genuine concern.
We've been working through, or the companies themselves are. That's why so many are setting up shuttle services. You see all kinds. I mean, minivans or small buses, not necessarily
Sprinter
buses,
vans,
but
stuff like
that have logos on there, or little magnet logos on the side of them.
And this is a state question, but now you've piqued my curiosity.
Sure.
I imagine the BMV has certain tests, not just in English.
I would think so. Yeah.
You would think there would be.
So not knowing if I would like to think now with the influx of, the battery plants, here, and the one proposed up in New Carlisle, and and even in other languages with
this isn't like the first time someone's been in Indiana that happens to speak another language. You know what I mean? So they've got to have some sort of options.
I would think so.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah, that could be an interesting issue. Yeah. Okay. Next question from Clayton in the live chat. Okay. Any update at all for Chick-fil-A?
Any update at all for Chick-fil-A? We are hopefully getting close to having the three parties of the three interested and concerned parties to agree to how the parking lot layout will be.
And who are those parties?
So it's the Chick-fil-A,
yes,
the Hobby Lobby, and the property owner.
Hobby Lobby's involved.
Hobby Lobby, because of their presence and their concern with how traffic would come out. They're afraid of inconveniencing or clipping, their customers that are walking, to and from the parking lot because, just how the proposed access in and out is. And
just
so
hit me.
Hopefully we're getting close.
The Chick-fil-A in Westfield, isn't there also a Hobby Lobby in that big parking lot? Which I will say that parking lot can be a cluster at times.
And it's a lot bigger parking lot too.
Yes, it is.
A lot of it because they've got then that access road that even though you head back north and you got to turn to work your way around and try and get back north, and so people are still cutting through the parking lot there towards that Hobby Lobby and Starbucks and such to get back out.
So there was, dare I say, drama about the road you could turn off, the neighborhood
Imperial.
right there. Is that going to connect to the parking lot? Has that been officially decided yet?
That's definitely being connected to the parking lot, but kind of where the disconnect is, one or two of the groups want that to be one way out and not another way in, and then other parties are wanting it two-way to allow. So that's one of the issues that they're trying to work through and come to a compromise on.
Sounds like everybody's just running around like chickens with their heads cut off. Nobody can agree on anything. That was a chicken joke, folks. They serve a lot of chicken there. Okay, so we got another live chat question from Joseph. AAA offers international driver. Oh, it's not a question. It's just a comment. AAA offers international driver's licenses, but I don't know if that applies for people from other countries coming here. Interesting.
Got it.
Okay. And Clay says, thank you guys for covering the Chick-fil-A.
So meaning that if I were planning on moving to a foreign country, I can go through AAA to get my license.
I don't know. I feel like this is a very extreme example. I swear I've seen this YouTube video before. This guy has like sports cars and he brings the cars with him on like vacations. And I have heard of the term like an international driver's license before. Because honestly, because he gets pulled over. He's in a sports car, right? But a lot of times the police officers or like whoever pulls him over, they're confused because it's not a very well talked about or like well-known ideas to have like this international driver's license, which is wild to me. That test must be crazy hard because every country is so different, I imagine, right? When it comes to like laws and street regulations and things like that, vehicle regulations. I mean, we even have that in the United States. Is it New York State? You have to, they have like a front and back license plate. So there's different things there, but also you have to get your vehicle inspected like once every 3 years.
Really?
To make sure it's like safe to be on the road.
That'd be nice.
Because I remember when my in-laws moved here from New York, they were like, there's no inspections. And like for them, who's done it their entire lives, they're like, how am I supposed to know these people are driving with are actually driving safe cars? I'm like, you don't, I guess. Yeah. But then to me, it's crazy. Like where do you take it to the BMV to get your car inspected every 3 years? So it's like, even in the United States, there's so many different regulations and rules from state to state. Yeah. Which is, I guess, one of the things that makes this country great. But international driver's license would be crazy. He said, Joseph says, my friend Michael has got one. Okay. And he got it from AAA. Very interesting.
Perfect. Love that. Yeah.
I want an international driver's license.
There you go.
Awesome. Well, those are the questions we had today. Thanks for asking those questions. Yes. If you have any more questions for the mayor, just leave it in the live chat below, or you can, we'll see it as a comment. We weren't here last week because of the holidays. So the week before, we went back and make sure we didn't miss any comments from that show. But if you have any questions, just leave it there. You can always just DM us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're on X, the platform. I will say Elon didn't think that through. Saying that, but that's fine. Mr. Mayor, do you have a dad joke for us?
Well, obviously football season.
Darn right.
And with Notre Dame's loss, the Halloween ghouls decided to put a team together thinking they could take it to him as well. And so Frankie signed on, Drac, Werewolf, Mummy, and everybody. But the Skeletons wanted nothing to do with it.
Why would that be?
Everybody else got on the team, but the Skeletons did not want any part of it.
I could see them maybe being good wide receivers or something like that.
Yeah, but no, their hearts just weren't in it. Or you could say they didn't have the guts.
You know, you can go multiple ways.
Now
that's value, kind of like the post pass. You get a lot of value with this guy. You get a lot of value with the post pass.
That's just a preview. Just a preview of what you get with the post pass.
Darn right.
2 different punchlines to dad jokes.
Take your pick. ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching this episode of the Mayor Tyler Moore Show here on the Kokomo Post, partnered with Robert Miller and Son Furniture. Like I said, we'll see you next week. If you have any more questions, leave them in the chat below. But until then, we'll see you next time, Kokomo.
See you, Kokomo.